Ladies and gentlemen, under the big top today, say hello to the Go Elephant family die. You'll be cutting this pair of pachyderms in a flash using cotton, wool, craft foam, felt, cork, and more. From trunk to tail, each of these 5 shapes on this 6x12 die will cut perfectly through any Go fabric cutter each and every time. The adorable duo of adult and baby elephants are perfect for so many projects, such as baby shower gifts and decor. Pair with dancing umbrellas, hearts and stars, or a variety of squares, strips, bobs, and Go Cube blocks. Plus, AccuQuilt offers free downloadable embroidery files to outline them in 3 different stitches: a satin stitch, blanket stitch, and a motif stitch. You'll enjoy a parade of creativity by making darling wall hangings, charming table runners, and so much more. Don't wait, hop aboard the Go Elephant Family Fun Train today, because at AccuQuilt we help you cut time so you can quilt more.
Are you ready for some fun in your sewing space? Welcome to the world of Arrow Sewing. Hydraulic chairs are a must for extreme comfort while sewing. Features include adjustable height, 360-degree swivel, perfect lumbar support, and a stable 5-star base. They even have a storage compartment in the seat. The Arrow cutting and sewing cabinets open up to give you plenty of creative space, plus handy storage solutions. These amazing cabinets come in 3 different finishes to complement any decor. Extension arms and multi-position hydraulic sewing lifts for free arm and flatbed sewing are just a few of their outstanding features. Cabinets provide storage along with extra space for cutting and pressing. No matter the project, Arrow sewing furniture is perfect to help you sit, stand, cut, sew, serge, and create. Happy sewing!
Are you tired of traditional methods for cutting? Then you need an AccuCut die cutting machine. AccuCut offers 3 amazing machines: the Mark III, Mark V, and Grand Mark II, that can cut up to 10 layers of paper in just one pass through the machine. But paper isn't the only material you can use. In just a matter of seconds, you can cut craft foam, chipboard, cardstock, and more. These beginner-friendly machines all include their own die tray to securely keep an AccuCut die in place as it passes through the machine. The handles are easy to turn, no more sore hands from using scissors or rotary cutters. And perfectly cut shapes will come out the other side every time. Any teacher or creator can cut out dozens of perfect projects in just minutes. AccuCut has thousands of die shapes to choose from for endless creativity. Upgrade the way you teach and create with an AccuCut die cutting machine.
I'm Jill from June Taylor. Did you ever want to add a zipper to a project or to your quilting project, but were a little intimidated? We have an innovative solution for you now called a Zippity Do Done. It's a pre-sewn zipper that's actually sewn right into the casing. It comes in 7 different colors, and I'd love to show you how it works. To add a zipper to a pillow back, simply cut your pillow back in half, open the 2 halves, open the casing of Zippity, insert 1 half into the casing and top stitch, and flip over the other casing and top stitch. If you'd like to cover the casing of Zippity, simply cut a piece of fabric about 1.5 inches, sew that pressed edge right on the stitching line of Zippity. We have essentially covered our Zippity Do Done zipper, and that looks like this.
Quilters, today's show is all about real-life sewing solutions.
And spaces. Stay tuned for a tour of our own dream studio.
We should have had a chair race.
We should have.
We could have done that. Hi, Quilters, I'm Pam Hiller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert.
And I'm Erica Botker, AccuQuilt's creativity expert.
Okay.
We love those chairs.
Love those chairs.
Love those chairs.
Welcome to today's show called Real Life Sewing Spaces that you'll love. Today, we're taking a look at some ways to organize and freshen up your sewing space.
Yes.
Because it's the new year, a new look.
And we all should do that. That's right. So we are going to show off a new look we're building here in our own dream studio, because I think quilters, I know you and I are always looking for ways to upgrade and organize our spaces.
And we really want to get organized.
We do.
have plenty more in store for in our show today, including some great prizes, quick and easy project ideas, and some of our favorite organizing tips.
That's right. Okay, quilters, now we have got a lot of ground to cover today, so we want to get started with the basic foundation of our space. Now, whether that space is large or small, you're going to need a table and a chair, right? Pretty basic. And who better to talk about that than the experts from Arrow Furniture?
Today we're joined by the one and only Harley Thomas and Valerie Tribble of Arrow Furniture. Harley is the Vice President of Marketing and E-commerce. He works with consumers and retailers alike to educate them on the advantage of investing in dedicated sewing furniture. He is a firm believer in pain-free sewing, dedicated crafting spaces, and bringing creators to the convenient solutions needed to sew in comfort and sew longer. I want to sew in comfort and longer.
Longer, absolutely.
I do.
And you're soon going to see for it yourself, but Harley is a born people person.
So funny.
So much. He's been with Arrow for over 6 years, working with hundreds of sewists and retailers and dealerships at shows and in Arrow's own showroom. Now, before joining Arrow, Harley worked in the nonprofit sector with the federal government clients and has over 20 years of marketing experience, marketing brands like Jockey, State Farm, Generac Power Systems, and more. Now, Valerie is the account manager for the West Coast and e-commerce. She works directly with consumers at shows and retailers all across the Midwest and the West Coast, showing how to sew and craft in comfort.
And Valerie's been with Arrow for over 5 years, and before that worked in nonprofit. Raised on a dairy farm. Hey, there's a die for that.
There he is.
She's mom to two. There's a cow and a pig and a chicken. 2 young girls who both gotten their feet wet by sewing and attending shows with their mom. I love that.
I do too, and I'm pretty sure that plenty of sewing and crafting goes on in their house.
Yes.
So welcome to the show, Valerie and Harley. There they
We've
are.
never had 2 guests in
Thank
one
you, Pam and
place.
Erica. It's
Thank
good to see
you.
you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, listen. First of all, I've been to that space.
Yes.
I love it.
We did have fun there.
All right, team, we are talking about real life sewing spaces today, and we knew that you were the guys for the job when it came to talking about some of those basic, like tables and chairs.
Yes.
So let's
are.
talking about those chairs that Eric and I fell in love with when we visited. We raced them.
Yes, we did all kinds of
Okay,
things.
talk about
They're
them.
great for chair races.
They are good for chair races. You two should have a chair race sometime in your studio.
We will.
We will. Give us time.
Fear not.
I'm very excited.
Hold on tight when the other one pushes.
And we're very glad that you're having us on the show today to talk a little about Arrow sewing furniture and the whole idea of comfort and getting rid of pain. And the goal is quilt longer.
Right.
Right.
That's the whole idea.
That's what
If you're
every
comfortable,
quilter
you can do
dreams.
it longer.
Yep. All right. Do you want to talk about that chair you have there in front of you?
Oh, do I want to talk about this chair? The #1 selling sewing chair in America. Right, Valerie?
Look at
It
this.
is. It is a beautiful chair. It is adjustable in height from 18 to 22 inches. It's got storage underneath the seat,
For
but it also
snacks.
has this amazing lumbar support here on the back that just hits you right where you need it. Will support your back in any position that you're sitting throughout your sewing time.
I'm up too high.
You
I need to
are
be at a
too high.
90-degree angle to be,
You
know,
do.
at the
Yes.
right
Oh,
level
is that
to
true,
sew.
Harley? Like your feet need to be on the ground? You have to be at a 90-degree angle?
You should be at a 90-degree angle.
So your arms are at a 90-degree angle when you're sitting there sewing. So then you don't have that pain and strain on your neck and shoulders. This is going to help alleviate that pain for you. So we
And-
do also have, these are just 2 of the options that we have available. There is a total of 11 colors available that you can get through AccuQuilt.
Look at how
we
fun
have
that
5
is.
prints and 6 solid colors. that we
Okay,
do
now
have
listen,
available.
you should know here in the Dream Studio, producer Brock was in charge of putting those chairs together. And
Ooh,
some
I
of
think
them
I saw a
have
picture of those.
they have a different bottom than they have a backing, just because he wanted to like spice things up.
Change it up a little.
He did spice it up. I believe he took a button chair and put it on a sewing notions
He did.
bottom.
And you
Yes.
know what? It still works.
It still works. We'll show it to
And
you
still
when we give a
comfortable.
tour of the studio.
That's right.
All
It
right.
works great.
Well, we love the chairs. So now that we've got something to sit on to help, let's help quilters who have small spaces for sewing or maybe who share their sewing space with others like in a dining room or a living
bet.
room. What kind of solutions do you have for those?
Well, Erica, we're going to talk about the Gidget 2 sewing table. And it's been in the line for a very long time. It's one of our most popular tables as an entry opening price point table because it does have a lot of functionality for the consumer that wants to sew on it and quilt on it. And you can take it on the go. You can take it to a quilting retreat.
Oh, he did
So
that
this one
for
is,
us.
He
this
did.
table itself is 40 inches by 20 inches. And so this is always the size that it will be. Has what we have it call our manual lift. So you can order a custom made insert that's custom cut for your machine for this opening.
It's optional, but you really want to have this acrylic insert.
We
Harley, would you
both
be able to
saw
pull that up
that,
so
yeah.
So this is really nice for those smaller, this will hold about 95% of the machines out on the market. But like Harley said, this is really great for portability. You can take this to retreats if you have an RV and go camping, or if you just don't have a lot of space in your room. It does fold up, and it does have these beautiful wheels here on the end, so you can just fold it
I
up
didn't
flat
know it had
and roll it right
wheels.
behind you.
Wow.
That's
and Pam,
fabulous.
a big difference about this, a lot of people might just say, oh, I'm on a blank name table and I sew. That's kind of what this is when it's up. We call this free arm position.
Okay, right.
The secret of a sewing table is the ability to create this flat surface. Whether you have an insert or not,
Right.
you now have a very flat surface for yourself to sew on.
Okay, so it's so funny you talk about that, Harley, because when we were there, you talked about that, and I thought, yeah, that I sew on a table with a sewing machine. But then I sat at that table with my chair at 90
Right.
degrees, and it made a huge difference.
It really did.
Huge difference.
You sold both Pam and I the minute we sat down at a table like that with the machine down.
And the nice part is it's nice and smooth, so you're not going up and over, your wrists don't get sore, your shoulders don't get sore, and it's a nice flat surface to sew on.
Yeah.
And you know why we do that? You're comfortable and you can sew longer.
Oh, now you got a better angle
That's
there.
the whole idea. Oh, a better angle. There you go. Just like this, I'd be sewing, right?
Okay.
So this is the
I'm
Gidget
sold.
2. It's a great table on the go, or like you said, a smaller space if you don't have a dedicated
Right.
sewing room.
And
Okay.
it only comes in white, and there is a little ruler that is attached here in the front. So if you ever do want to do any kind of measuring, there is a
Oh, that's
adhesive ruler
handy.
that it comes with as well.
So
I'm
that's
ready to go.
that's Gidget 2. Give us a look at Harriet.
Okay.
Harriet here is one of our newer cabinets in the Aero line. So as you can see, we've just kind of got it set up with that flatbed sewing, so you can see how smooth it goes right across. Nothing pulls or drags on there. But with the Harriet cabinet, this one has the same size opening. So if you were to ever get the Gidget 2, the insert is interchangeable within both of these cabinets here. So
Oh,
you have
that's
one for at
cool.
home,
Oh,
and you
okay.
have one to go.
And
So
what's really interesting, you two, and the audience, is that cabinet you could go up to the top and go down to flatbed. This one actually has what we call the Aero hydraulic lift
This is
mechanism.
awesome,
it's
you
a
guys.
three-position hydraulic lift. It's got the dual rails on each side of the machine or of the lift.
All the way down, or it comes all the way up,
Super cool.
but you're going to do most of your sewing here. Now, open, it's not very big. Well, it's big, but it's not too big for your
So
space.
Right.
When it's open, it's
Right.
7 feet by 20 inches. So not that large. But when you close it up, it is only 3.5 feet by 20 inches.
And, you know,
Okay,
the nice
that's
part about
brilliant.
this,
Yeah.
it has a nice heavy-duty melamine finish on it,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to last for years. Has a 10-year warranty. You know, when people are looking for something, you really want something that's going to last. This is an investment in your craft.
Is this, is that the only color it comes in, Harley?
No, this one comes in this
White.
beautiful teak, and it comes in a white color also.
So
Yeah, and it's
that
got
would
these
be
4 hooks
great
here,
if
too.
you're like trying to tuck into the corner of a dining room, or
Yeah,
if
a
it's in an
family room.
apartment maybe.
Do we wanna
Yeah.
do-
You know
How small
why?
it gets?
Because we can push this down,
Watch this. This is magic quilters.
Yes.
flip
Watch
that
this.
up, do that,
and you've got a
Closed
little
door.
cubby here, and
and
you've
it
got
just closes.
4 hooks. And then on this side, you also have 4 drawers that you can store more stuff in, more notions, your rotary cutters.
Yeah.
And look how small that gets down to.
So
So
I'm
3.5
getting-
feet by 20 inches.
I'm going to remodel my sewing area this year, and I think that's the one I'm going to get.
Do you?
Well, I do, because then I can tuck it away and.
Right.
I mean, we have a nice big family room downstairs, but
Right.
and a designated sewing area. But then I can have places for my dyes and my ironing machine, our ironing board. I
Yeah.
like that one a lot.
I do too.
This one
In white.
is very popular. It's been in the line coming up on a year and is quickly becoming one of our top sellers because it has a lot of functionality for
Yeah.
the price point of it. It does a lot.
I like the door with the where you can hold stuff. All right, now for those who have a bigger space but may need a sewing surface and storage, what do you have?
Oh, and this
Wow.
is for cutting. This is awesome for cutting. And
Look
we
how nice
actually
this
have one
rolls
like
on
this in
carpeting.
our studio now.
Ours is
And-
white.
You guys have one of these in your studio,
Yes,
I believe.
we do.
You're leaning against it, actually.
Hey, before we open it all the way up, do we want to show what the backside looks like?
We do. First, so it comes with 4 drawers on one side, and they're nice and deep.
Full view,
drawers.
soft closing.
Soft
But on the-
closing is great so kids can't slam their fingers in it.
Yes.
That's right.
Then on the
See?
back side, it's got 3 adjustable shelves. So you can store serger in there, your quilts that are finished or in midst of projects. So we've got this. It's got 2 support legs here. So you can open these up on either side.
You can also
love it.
put your dies. They will fit in here.
Yes.
So it's
We will
beautiful for
show
storage.
Harley how to store them
Yes,
correctly.
and it's really cute that they think that our UFOs would fit on those shelves.
Yeah, I think that's hilarious. But good,
So
good
this
trying.
opens up to a 70 by 40 workspace right here.
And
Well,
that's
Valerie,
this,
this is
right
very
here,
important.
guys, right?
Pam and Erica, they're adjustable, so you can make a
Oh, you can
shelf.
put your
Oh,
cubes
you can
over
put
there.
your cubes in there.
That is
Put your
aw-
cubes
that-
in there.
That's perfect. But I love what Valerie's getting ready to pop on
Yes.
top.
Look at this.
So
Quilters,
we do
look
have
at
a cutting
this.
mat that goes across the whole top of this surface to protect it. It's got rounded edges, so the mat itself is 70 by 40. We do have a grid on there that is 36 by 66 that's already marked on here. This is a self-healing mat that comes across on the top here. So when you're utilizing it, you just want to make sure you're not cutting in the exact same spots. And then you're going to want to wash this every now and then just to get those fibers out of your cut marks so that the material can heal back up.
So Valerie, we have a great 18 by 36 or 24 by 36 AccuQuilt
Almost,
cutting mat
Harley.
that I would suggest you lay on top of that, and
Yes.
then
Yes.
everything stays neat and tidy.
Oh, but I
yeah,
love
and
that.
this protects
So
it.
that is perfect for when you're trimming your quilts after they're quilted.
yeah.
Man, look at that.
You are correct. And Pam and Erica, you guys have it. You're leaning against it now. It's nice
right
and
here.
sturdy.
It's right
I mean,
over
it
here.
is. There's Brock showing a picture of it.
Yep, we've
Love
got
it.
cubes
Oh,
on
look,
it.
here's my drink.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's multi-purpose. It's a huge, solid work surface to work
It's
on.
really nice.
And you can put all your AccuQuilt stuff on here. Like you said, trimming your final quilt, it works great. And storage.
and
you
storage.
can never have enough storage because
No.
I think someone said you can't ever have enough fabric. I don't know
Yeah,
who
that is
said
a
that.
true statement.
That is. We've been discussing that a lot. And
And it
speaking
folds
of
down.
fabric, the next thing you're going to show us is something we're super excited about for everybody. It's a fabric rack, but they're not just for fabric because the minute we saw them,
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
we saw them in our quilting heads with our 10 by 24 and 6 by 24 inch dies.
But some of you have bolts of fabric who
Yes.
shall remain nameless. But watch this.
Look at this.
Look.
See how easily it turns?
Oh, I like that a lot.
Ethan, we might need to go wide on this one to show the whole
Hey,
thing.
who's your cameraman today?
There we go. We have Ethan running
Hi,
the camera.
Ethan.
Hi, Ethan.
I
Ethan
like
is our
this one a
boss.
lot.
Yes.
So this one it can hold 96 bolts of fabric.
Yep.
You're
Or
still your heart.
you could put a whole lot of AccuCut dies.
Look at those dies. But
Yeah.
look, quilters, you're always asking us for how to store your dies. That's it right
That's
there.
how you store them correctly.
And the other thing is this shelf is removable, so you can take this off. I've had a few people that when they've purchased this for their stores, they've actually lifted the top here and bolted that in. It has slat walls on the end, so you would be able to purchase hooks and hang all of your rulers, your rotary cutters, your scissors
it.
right here at the end.
Oh, yeah.
You just got a lot of storage with this.
Look at them putting June Taylor rulers on the end
I
there.
know. there's a
there
thing
are
for that.
several June Taylor rulers on here.
I love that.
You know,
Lovely.
So Pam and Erica, we've covered quite a few things, right? From the
Yes.
entry-level Gidget table, the chairs.
Yes.
Right,
Chairs are great. The Gidget 2 entry table, model 611.
right.
We
And
then talked about the Harriet. Oh, go ahead.
there's even another storage rack behind Valerie, right?
That-
Yes, so
Yes.
this is a 3-shelf fabric rack. Here, I can just move the Gidget over to the side.
I love how they just move stuff around in there.
Yeah, they do.
It's just
So
fabulous.
this is our 3-shelf fabric rack here. This holds 80 bolts of fabric. This is meant more for up against a wall.
Okay.
And these are all slanted, but as you can see, I mean, we've got machines sitting on here. But we
love it.
also have an array of different fabrics that you could also store your dyes on there as well if you didn't want to
Oh,
have this
okay.
4-shelf one.
The long dies are just a little too long, however,
Okay.
These ones right
to
here.
fit on that 3-shelf. So we recommend the 4-shelf. If you're looking for
4-shelf.
something to put your AccuQuilt, the 24-inch dies on, it would be this one.
That'd be great.
I love it.
And as you can see, they are on heavy-duty locking casters, so you can lock this wherever you would like to store it within your
You're going to lock
space.
it on me. I won't be able to move it again.
I know, I'm sorry.
I know.
I
That's
think
what
so.
you
It was being nice.
All right, well, Harley and Valerie, thank you so much for coming
You are
on our show
welcome.
today and sharing such great information about our Arrow products. Quick, before you go, are there any great specials you want to tell everyone about before it's too late?
There
think we
are
have
some
a few.
great specials going on right now that are going to end tomorrow.
Yes.
Look
So-
at that.
Ooh.
So this is our Outback cabinet. So this Outback cabinet has that large opening. It's 30.5 inches by 14.5 inches, which will accommodate all the machines that are currently out on the market. As you can see there on the door, it's got the 6 hooks to store your hoops or your rotary
Oh,
cutters or
yeah.
anything. And then you've got that caddy that's movable that you can either have in, you could pull it all the way out. But that's got 3 drawers, 2 of them which have removable thread holders in them. So just a little bit more
And
thread storage.
does the Joey come with it?
This one does not have a Joey storage cabinet.
What
This
is
one-
that
that's
little
actually like a
movable
little,
thing?
that's a little caddy that can move around.
Yep.
And it can actually
Just
go
a
on the
little
far
caddy.
outside of that door.
Everyone needs a little caddy.
I like
does.
that one a lot.
Enough storage. Yeah, so this is on sale for $19.99. It is available in white, teak, and gray, which the sale ends tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
Oh,
if
okay.
you want it today.
You've
Learn
got it.
more at AccuQuilt.com.
Yes.
For this one, they are on your
Yeah.
website.
Okay.
And then
And then the
$1,000
next
off.
item,
Is there anything
Is?
else? Oh.
Our Alice. So our Alice is part of our Arrow line. So very similar to the one we just showed you with the Harriet, with just the 4 drawers on the, hang on, this is all backwards, on the
it's got the
right-hand
4
side.
drawers, and it actually doesn't have a door that closes on it. So
Okay.
if you have a space and you're not too concerned about a door, it's fine. It's got great drawers. It has the same great hydraulic lift.
But it
Comes
does
in
have a
teak and
smaller
white.
opening.
And it's $4.99. Yes, smaller opening that fits
85% of
all
machines on
machines
the
out.
Oh, okay.
So
That's fabulous.
Yep.
measure your machine.
I
Our
was going to
next one
say,
that we
measure
have
your machine, right? And then it'll show you.
Yes.
Oh,
is our
oh.
Eleanor.
This is the Eleanor. Guys, look at this.
Up and
So
down.
this is our electric table that goes from 28 inches to 48 inches.
We
Why
tried
you would
it.
need one 48 inches tall, I don't know. Pam,
People that are
that's taller than Erica.
Well,
Almost.
that nice.
see what
You
I
want me
write
to
in script
smack
for
them,
you
Erica?
next time, sir.
I'm going to hide from you, Erica.
You better.
Oh, I love it.
It's an electric table. You can put a serger or a sewing machine in it. You can put it's a little smaller opening, so you want to measure your machine, check the dimensions on the website. But for $800 to have a dedicated sewing table that goes up and
That's
down,
fabulous.
sit,
Yeah.
stand,
That's
But
fabulous.
you can also use it as a cutting surface too.
You could.
You
and
could.
it's got 4 presets that you can have set
Yeah.
already for whatever height you need it for.
so it's
Oh,
great.
I love it.
Yeah, we saw that one when we were visiting in Wisconsin. It was amazing.
And the
And
sale ends
last-
tomorrow, quilters. So end of January, make sure you get one today. You can get them at AccuQuilt.com.
That's right. And I think there's one more, right, Ethan? That ends
thank
this
you,
month?
Ethan.
Laverne and Shirley. So this has got the same hydraulic lift as we showed you in the Harriet. It's got that A7 opening, so it'll accommodate about 95% of the machines on the market.
Okay.
Comes in white or teak, and that caddy also
that what
has
we have?
a
That must
cutting
be what
mat
we
and
have.
an ironing mat that comes with it as well.
Hey, do we
So-
have that here?
Is that what?
You do not have
It's very
that one
similar
there.
to another cabinet of ours that you do have in your studio.
Do we have the Aussie? Is that what we have?
You have the Kangaroo and Joey.
The kangaroo and Joey. We
I
have the
knew there were-
kangaroo and Joey.
Yeah, there was an Australian
and the
look there.
Kiwi.
And a kiwi.
Erica, this one could get confused for the Kangaroo Joey and
Yes.
a Kiwi. But
Okay.
this one has nice storage. That little caddy can roll around.
Yeah.
And, it fits 85% of the machines. Measure your machine, measure the opening.
And that
so it
caddy
fits
has
most
an
machines.
ironing surface on it. You can iron on
Yes.
it, which is
Yeah.
fabulous.
Yep, so this is on sale as well for $16.99, which ends tomorrow.
And then we'll just wrap up and tease your audience. There's some sales that start on the 1st. We're going to rapid fire these, Ethan. So
Oh, here.
first off, you buy a Sydney cabinet, our biggest cabinet that we have. It holds embroidery modules. You can see the embroidery module down there in the lower
Oh,
right.
yeah.
It fits every embroidery module. It has a home for it and comes in 3 colors, gray, teak, white.
Look at that.
Great value with it because you get a free
Free chair.
Oh, wow.
That starts February 1st.
Loving the chairs.
Either what's the next one on there? There we go.
Oh, the Gidget 2.
So the
Look at
Gidget 2,
that.
going to be on
One we just
sale.
showed ya.
So
Okay.
your audience could buy it today. And I hate to do this and say we like people to buy right on the show. Isn't that the whole idea?
Right.
But we don't want your audience to buy it and then have it go on sale in 2 days and be
Wait
mad.
2 days.
Right.
So there you go.
Thursday.
Ethan, next one. Dun, da, da.
And
There's
the
the
Harriet.
And the
Harriet.
Oh, there's
Harriet's going
Harriet's on sale too. Wow.
Because we had this whole show kind of planned, and then we had to move the date because it's
Oh, yeah,
Tuesday,
because
right?
there was this
So-
little thing called snow.
Yes.
No.
That we
So
really didn't get much.
This works out great. So the Harriet's going to be $6.99.
Oh my gosh,
Already in
Erica.
2 days.
Pam,
Thursday.
Thursday.
Get
Thursday.
you one.
Thursday's a
Listen,
great
Not
day.
that
If you're
But
getting
don't wait. We have still great promos that end tomorrow if you're looking at other cabinets.
So
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
that's what we have for you ladies today in your audience, and we hope they're excited like we are. We're excited to see you two.
Yes.
Erica, I'm sorry about the vertical
I
challenge.
make jokes
joke.
about it all the time.
It's
You want me to
okay.
snap them? Because I can. It's
Yeah.
okay.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us,
Thanks,
guys. We'll talk to
guys.
you soon.
Thanks for
Thanks,
having
you
us.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Wait till Thursday and get a Harriet.
Get that Harriet.
Oh my
that you've
gosh.
been
I have been eyeing it.
eyeing. Yeah. Yeah.
Even before the remodel, I still have to sew.
I know. I know.
Okay.
All right, and remember, all of the products that we talked about, all the products they talked about, they're all available at AccuQuilt.com. Also from many of your local quilt shops.
This
so
is true. A lot of them sell.
if you want to
Arrow furniture.
try those chairs out, check locally and go. We promise, once you sit in those chairs, you're going to fall in love with them.
I need that and a chair.
Yeah.
All right, we learned firsthand what a difference having the right table and chair for the job could make when we visited Arrow in Elkhorn, Wisconsin last summer. And I have to say, we both fell in love with their furniture options.
I know.
It was great.
We've been trying to decide what we want ever since. And I have to say, both of us are, have changes we're plotting based on that. We both sew in our basements, but they're very different spaces. So I moved into my house almost 2 years ago, and I have a big open space in my basement. And I went through so many different ideas of how I was going to sew, where I was going to sew, how I was going to lay it out before I landed where it is now, which now I'm thinking I may have to rearrange so that I can add a new sewing table. I made myself and those around me a little crazy.
It's true. But I think that that's important to kind of look at the space. Now, I also sew in my basement, but that's a space that I share with others. We watch TV, we have movie nights down there,
Right.
we have game night. And since we have remodeling planned, I'm looking to refine my plan, and a good sewing table and chair are definite. And while those are on sale, I'm thinking, get those now, and then
So
you can build it.
if you're getting Harriet,
Yeah, and a
then you
chair.
can fold it all up and have it for your snack table or whatever when you're entertaining.
There we go.
Because sewing, snacks, they just go together.
If you haven't taken a look at all the Arrow products that we have to offer, open a new tab in your browser, go to AccuQuilt.com, and then under Accessories, go to Sewing and Cutting Cabinets to see all their great products.
Okay, it was a total game changer for me when I sat down at one of those sewing tables with the machine lowered
Yeah.
and that custom acrylic that you order directly from Arrow so I could stretch out my sewing. I can't wait to have one.
And Harley brought up a good point. You want to measure your sewing machine and make sure it's going to fit in that space.
And you need to get that through Arrow's site, and
Yes.
they'll step you through what you need to do. They ask you what model table it is, what model sewing machine it is.
Yeah.
They
Now,
got you.
and I know for me, having a designated cutting area is key. I really work better when my area is tidy. A mess makes me crazy. And having an area clear for prepping my fabric and my go big and dies is the best way for me to work.
Oh, I agree. I love being able now to have my Go Big sitting out and having it ready to go all the time. It really helps me. I also have different cutting stations set up that I try to keep clear so
Right.
that I'm ready to subcut my fabric or hopefully trim a project after it's quilted so I can get that binding on it. Now, I've got a cutting table that is a little higher, and it's like waist level for me. That I've noticed really helps my back, especially if I'm pinning a quilt together or I'm doing a lot of fabric prep.
And we just want to tell you, reminder quilters, if you have our manual Go fabric cutter, you want that to be waist high.
Yes.
You don't want it to be too high or too low. You don't want to be bending over, you know, turning the handles.
Right.
So make sure that when you're looking at cutting tables from the Arrow furniture, you can put out your go.
Yeah, kookaburra.
Kookaburra sits in the oak tree. Okay, Arrow has some cutting and sewing tables that either higher or can go up and down.
Yes.
Be sure to check them out. We also have a variety of AccuQuilt and June Taylor products available to help you prep your fabric, like rotary cutting mats like we have here. We have the June Taylor cut and press boards, which are great because you can cut on one side and press on the other. I used this when I was making our t-shirt quilts last week. And a variety of rulers and rotary cutters.
Well, and I think this will fit really nicely over next to our sewing machines.
You can take it over there.
I'll take it with me when I go.
Erica is going to travel through the Dream Studio
am.
in just a few minutes.
I am, and we've got a lot more ground to cover because we got to go all the way around the studio. But first, let's give away $100 in AccuQuilt reward points. So a lucky viewer who registered for today's show can get some of these little goodies.
And she could put it towards, she could put towards Arrow furniture.
Oh,
yeah, if you want to get the one I want, wait till Thursday. It's a great idea. The lucky registered viewer winning $100 in AccuQuilt reward points is, drum roll please, Gretchen W. of Westlake, Ohio. Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right, now we talked about the foundation with great tables and chairs from Arrow. So now is a good time to show off the furniture that we have, the new furniture we've got here in the Dream Studio, and give you a little look behind the scenes.
Okay, so I'm going to stand here and look lovely, and Erica is going to travel through the Dream Studio. So do you want to get started?
With Greg, that's right. Okay, so we have our little setup. This is what you normally see. And over here, we've got our, what did they say? Kangaroo and Joey?
Kangaroo and Joey, yes.
Kangaroo and Joey.
That's the kangaroo.
Yes. So we have got 2 of these tables set up because obviously there's some difference between the different things that we need to do in our studio. So this is fun because this top, this is like an extra drawer that comes off, or a little top, and sits over the drawer. Isn't that fun? And gives you extra space. Because I always love having extra space when I'm sewing. Okay.
She broke it, Brock. This is why we cannot have nice things.
No, this is that little caddy. And I'm going to open this drawer and show you on a different one. But they all are like those soft closing ones. So nice. You can see the hydraulic. This is
the dog chair.
This is the dog pattern chair. Super cute. Super cute. Let's see, where's Riley? I don't know. It kind of looks like a little like this, but then this is fun. This is pockets. This is like Arrow's little kangaroo mascot, and he comes with the tables. Isn't he cute?
Sterling, and he has a Joey.
Has a Joey.
That's how we know what it is.
That's right. Now this is that kiwi that we mentioned, and this is a great table. Here's a portable pressing surface, and look at this. I can't wait to show you. I think this is one of the best things. This is a thread caddy that fits inside the drawer. Isn't that cool?
I like it. How many threads does it hold, Erica?
I don't know.
30.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'll take your word for it. It might fit more than that. I don't know. It's in the top 2 drawers.
I do not have 60 spools of thread, do you?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
Go ahead.
Okay, so now we're going to go kind of around and show you. So off on this side, we've got some cabinets, and Greg's going to kind of move things around so you can see that we've got cabinets over there.
All wanted to know what the Dream Studio looks like, so now you get to see it. And actually, huge shout out to Brock and Kenyon for cleaning it.
So tell them what they're looking at, Pam.
Oh, okay, so now you're looking at all of the dies and all of the packaging for those dies. So notice, quilters, we have stored our dies how they should be stored. And we have both of those storage racks available to you on our website. Behind the black curtain is new projects that we're not going to show you. We do have some upcoming surprises like the die to try and fun things like that. And then as you go down the Dream Studio, we have some cutting tables And then we have some sewing machines that we use. You'll notice the ones that I use on Wednesday is there. And we have an ironing board. So Erica's going to show you how she looks over there. Doesn't she look lovely?
We do.
Behind her is the stack of stuff we moved so it looked tidy.
So that it looks good. So here's our other sewing table. This is the machine. This is showing the machine in the full upright position. Okay, and again, it's got the hydraulic so it can drop, and what we really need to get is our acrylic inserts so that we can
We'll order one.
be sewing flat. We're going to have to get those ordered.
Yeah.
Now, behind me, we've got a great Laura Star ironing system, which is fantastic, and things that are kind of messy.
Yes,
We've
so
got-
many messy things.
It gets a little messy over here. We've got our embroidery machine. We've got a Baby Lock Spirit over here and lots of thread to go with it, and our hoops. And we've got another sewing table. We're kind of transitioning here. So this is the kitty cat print chair over
Oh, you have to
here.
show them Brock's mix match. There's the kitty cat chair. That's
the
one
kitty
I'm gonna
cat
get.
chair. I was sitting in the button chair. I really like the button
Buttons
chair.
is super cute though.
It's really cute.
And then will you turn around, Greg, and show them the?
Showed it to him earlier, I think.
We did not see the mix match one, did we?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to go ahead and go the rest of the way around the studio.
Okay.
And
So now you get to see. So here I am, and this is what we face every day on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
we're going to show you what we're
Right there,
looking
yep.
at.
So we see Brock, who's our producer. You know him from our Wednesday shows. He's been the co-host there a lot. And there's Kenyon. Kenyon, wave. Kenyon runs our words. We actually have a script. It's more like guidelines because really we don't follow them very often. And notice there's some more packaging for the dies. And then just beyond Kenyon are the totes that we store for our upcoming projects. And we're not going to get a close-up of that because those are new dies and new video shoots that we're going to have in there.
So you don't get too close. And
Yep.
then we've got some more packaging.
Here
and
on the
there's-
right side.
There's a
'Cause
door out.
AccuQuilt has over 500 dies. So look at all the packaging. And people ask us why we keep the packaging. And the reason is we keep the packaging so we can show it on set. Lots of times you'll see like here, here's the packaging for dies that we're going to talk about. So we always make sure we have packaging.
And we put it over there hanging on the wall so it stays nice and pretty.
Yeah, we tried lots of ways to store our packaging, and this was the most efficient. For those of you who are storing packaging at home because they have those patterns on it, you can certainly lay them flat.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So that's it. And then behind us, we have walls and cubes and all sorts of things that we.
And little fun things. You can always find little Easter eggs, little happies hidden in and amongst
Yep.
our set. So you never know what you're going to spot.
So you kind of
behind
want to
us.
look.
So
All right.
obviously, like we said earlier, there are some differences between how we need to lay out the studio and how you need to lay out your space at home.
That's right. We, meaning Brock and Kenyon, need to be able to move things around for different types of shows. For example, we don't typically sew on our Tuesday show, but tomorrow we're going to so we always sew on Wednesday.
That's right, that's right. We also use this space to record project and product tutorial videos and for our quilt-alongs. So when we do our quilt-alongs, we need both of our sewing tables here so that we can both be sewing along with everyone. So we've got lots of different
And this is going to go away
configurations.
when we do our sew
This
along.
is going to go
And our
away.
new Arrow furniture is going to come.
Yeah, yeah.
And speaking of quilt-alongs,
Oh, yes. So AccuQuilt is again going to partner with AQS for 5 quilt-alongs this year, and we are introducing the project for the very first one for 2024 live tomorrow on Miss Pam's show at noon Central Time.
yes, and we've given you some hints in the AQS Project Parade Facebook page.
That's
If
right.
you're not a member, be sure and join. And I'm super excited because we're going to start that quilt along on my very second favorite holiday, which is Valentine's Day, February 14th. We need space for all the things when we do those. We need cutting, sewing, design wall, the works. We're going to have candy
you do
and
at Ham.
treats on that day.
Ooh, good.
Yes. Join
Snacks.
us.
You
12
have
noon
to have
Central
snacks
Time.
when you sew. Now, just like you do in your space at home, whether it's a full room or a corner, The next key is organization.
So, but before we jump into that topic, quilters, we have a question for you. Now that you've seen our dream studio,
Yes.
we want to know, what does your own dream sewing space look like?
Or what would it look like? What
Yes.
would you want in that space? Let us know in the comments wherever you stream our show. Now, a little later, we're going to take a look at what everyone would want, or maybe you already have it in your own dream space.
In my space, there has to be a TV
Yes?
because I watch mindless television when I sew.
Yes. Also,
Always.
right there.
All right, quilters, fasten your seatbelts. We're going to talk about organizing your sewing things, from threads to accessories to dyes and machines.
Okay, and fabric. Don't forget, the
Number
number
one.
one question that we may well get is how to organize our fabric and scraps. Pam, tell us what you're doing these days.
I spent some time over the holidays organizing my fabric by color. Then, so here we go. Here's the one on the left is just starting my totes of color. And then I actually have a whole tote just for Halloween and a whole other one for grunge. Now these totes are like 24 by whatever, but they're only 6 or 8 inches high because I didn't want to dig down in layers.
Which is smart,
Yeah, and I had a whole bunch of them, actually. I had 6 of them that I'd done some cleaning and got rid of. How about you?
Okay, well, I have several bookcases in the basement for my
Erica has
fabric.
so much more
which are
fabric.
which are in baskets. And truly, when these baskets started out, it was all folded and like it was in your totes. However, it is not like that anymore. I've got larger pieces like yardage wrapped around cardboard and on a shelf like books. I've got a stack that needs a basket for pre-cuts. Like you can see, I've got a jelly roll there. I think that's some Corey Yoder. I've got some fat quarter bundles, charm packs, jelly roll strips, all the good pre-cuts.
Now, Erica, we have dies for that, right? So
Yes,
let's
we do.
talk about this for a minute. Quilters, we have dies to cut all the major pre-cut sizes: 2.5-inch squares, 2.5-inch strips, 5-inch squares for charm squares, and 10-inch squares for layer cakes.
That's right.
So we thought we'd just show you how to cut one real quick because our Go Big is here.
And we don't often cut on the show with a Go Big die.
No, we don't.
So we're going to do that.
So this is our 10-inch finished square die.
10-inch cut.
10-inch cut. It only is going to work on our Go Big. And I just rough cut 10.5 inches. I'm going to sneeze. So I'm going to let you take this and run
Okay.
it through our Go Big while I grab a tissue.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to take this right over here. And you're going to see it fills this space perfectly. This is why it's not going to work in a Go fabric cutter. If your cutter has a handle instead of a power cord, this die will not fit. But this is a great way to keep your scraps organized.
It is, because layer cakes are great.
Layer cakes are great. There are so many projects designed for layer cake squares. Give it a little love there. Slide that off. And there we go. We've got,
Oh, I have one thread,
I
sorry.
have a thread.
Oh, I have 2 threads.
Oh, I should have gotten you a new mat. I'm very sorry.
It's okay. Here.
This isn't the one with
This
scissors.
isn't the one with scissors. They move things. So sometimes you might get a thread. Just take and
It usually
cut it.
means you need a new mat. So sorry.
That's okay. So think about, now you have usable
Right.
sizes of
And
fabric.
this is really easy to store. And you could stack these up in like a scrapbooking tote or something like
Right.
that. And by color, you know, whatever
Yeah.
worked for
And
you.
just create layer cakes of your own. I like that a lot. All right.
Now, for both of us, having a fabric cutter and dies is key to making the most of our fabric.
That's right. Think about this. How much fabric do you have sitting around? Erica has way more fabric than I do.
Clearly.
We've talked and joked about this before. But the investment of a fabric cutter in even just a few dies, you can put your fabric collection to good use, actually saving you money in the end.
That's right. And
Yeah.
using what you already have, I like to say it frees your soul to go to the store and buy more.
Yes. Yes.
Which is clearly where I live. Now, another part of fabric organization is scraps, and this is where I get into trouble, and what to do with them. Now, I have a jar. It's a really big jar.
It is, I've seen it.
Antique glass cookie jar, and you can kind of see it on that middle picture. and I've been stuffing scraps into it willy-nilly, but I am trying to do better. So what I've been doing is cutting them into certain sizes. Now you can see more of my shelves on the one side.
That looks great.
Got my sewing, see, at one point my whole sewing table was really clean. And then that's my cart. I got organized. I organized all of my embroidery supplies
there you go.
to one of my rolling carts to have
that's
it
fabulous.
right next to my embroidery machine.
Yeah.
So I've been cutting my scraps with the Mill and Stars die. I've been cutting them into 1.5-inch squares for another project, and then kind of sorting them by colors for a Scrappy project that I did.
You wanna show us
so
what you
here's
did?
what I've come up with. So I've been making these Mill and Star blocks.
I love this die.
I do too.
8-inch finished blocks.
And in my head, the minute we got it, I started thinking Scrappy. So
Here, I'll show you a block.
there we go.
Look at how pretty.
So if you
these are.
don't remember this one launched last year.
I don't know, but I have all of that fabric. Just
And
so you know.
I know.
That is
It's one
hilarious.
of my favorite color combinations.
hilarious.
Then I made this Scrappy, and I thought, oh, I'm going to make this Scrappy Spools quilt. Here,
Here, I'll hold it.
and
You can talk.
it's big, and it used all these scraps, and I thought, oh, this is going to use up all my scraps, and it barely made a dent.
Yeah, but it's super cute.
So it's really cute and clearly not quilted yet, but it will be. It's sideways.
Oh, it's okay.
That's okay. Just for those of you looking at the
Those
tulip
keeping
that's now
score.
upside down. See,
No,
there's
because there's upside down and sideways ones.
well, it is when you hold it like that.
Oh my goodness. All right, here, we'll hold it the correct way so that Erica can talk about it.
There's the heart right upside, and here's the
Ta-da.
tulip
Ta-da.
and the flags. This way, they're all the right direction.
It's
I
important.
worked hard to get everything
Yeah,
going the right
it's
direction,
darling.
Pam.
It's darling.
All right, well, my scrap jar, as you could see, is still overflowing, so I have to work a little harder with that. What's up with your scraps these days?
I started cutting my projects using the Go Washington's puzzle, which finishes to 4 inches.
Oh, yes.
And I love these because I just made the backgrounds all the same. And then I just made the centers different colors from all the scraps.
Yeah.
And I liked it because 4 inches is a good size for those smaller scraps. And it works out great. And this was great for charm squares.
Oh, yeah.
Now, our own Ray Hines, who is one of she's our event coordinator, wanted to show off her recently cleaned and reorganized sewing space. Let's take a look at her layout and how she keeps her scraps in check. Look at how tidy
It
Ray's
is so
space
tidy.
is.
It is so tidy.
Look at her.
Are those quilted drapes that she has?
I believe so.
Oh, my goodness, Ray.
She's amazing.
She's got
so look at how
a dress
fun that.
mannequin in there. Wow.
She came from a garment sewing.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Us garment sewers.
And look,
She's got.
she does embroidery.
Oh, that's kind of cute with the embroidery.
I like
floss
how she
that.
stored her mats there like that.
That's
against
very
the wall.
clever. Yeah,
They look great.
it does.
All right, so picking a cube and using that to cut all your scraps is a great way to get them organized as well, even if you just cut them into squares or half square triangles. I
Right.
have so many quilts that I just made from half square triangle
Yeah.
scraps. And you know that they're gonna work together, you always have something to sit and sew as well.
Yes, yes. And there's a quilt along, I think. Somebody's doing a quilt along with half square triangles starting soon. But I love the idea, and you can use those pictures, those pieces then that you've got cut already for leaders and enders. Then pretty soon you're going to have a quilt built. It's a great method for easily building some donation quilts too.
Okay, now we've been using Mill and Stars and Washington's Puzzle, but there are other great scrap busters as well. This is my favorite. This is the Go Log Cabin die. This is the 10-inch, you can make up to 12-inch finished block. I made mine Scrappy. This is courthouse steps.
Right.
And all the centers are the same for the letter H, which stands for Heller.
So this is a different way of using those pieces.
Yep.
And we've done shows on that before.
So many. Okay, here's Grandmother's Fan, and this is my favorite block
This
of Grandmother's Fan.
Is really fun, isn't that?
I took and just sewed up some scraps together and just cut it and then sewed it into the Grandmother's
Right.
Fan.
So basically take your scraps, just randomly sew them together and make new fabric.
That's what I did.
A really fun technique.
I like that. I forgot about how I did that. And then here is one of our favorites. This is Hunter Star.
Yes.
So Hunter Star is usually just typically 2 colors, but you could do it in 2 color ways and use all of your scraps or just make it completely scrappy.
Super fun. Now another couple favorites are our tumbler dies. Now we have 3 sizes of tumblers, but
here.
the 3 and 4 inch finished ones are probably the best for your scraps.
Right.
And then, and this is like the ultimate, it's English paper piecing. Now we've got the new jewel petal die, and we've also got our English paper piecing cube.
Guess what we're making tomorrow?
What?
We're going to use the jewel petal die and the English paper piecing equilateral triangles to make hearts.
So fun.
I'm so
fun.
excited. Tomorrow's
For
show,
Valentine's Day.
For Valentine's Day.
She keeps texting and calling me about this
I
project, quilters.
cut up my very favorite sacred red grunge
She did.
to make a table runner, which I never do, but I'm loving it.
See, I keep telling her she needs to make smaller projects too.
Okay, we have other things to organize as well, like our dies. And how about notions and threads?
Oh, good call. But let's give something away first.
Okay, how about more reward points to a lucky viewer
Okay.
who registered?
I think that's a good idea. The lucky registered viewer winning $100 in AccuQuilt reward points is, drum roll please, Julie W. from Racine, Wisconsin. Congratulations, Julie.
Congratulations, Julie. All right, so quilters, to me, organizing threads and notions of where you can really start to bring some personality into your space, and we have some great ideas. So June Taylor has 3 sizes of thread racks, ones that hold 60, 33, and 120 spools.
This is the 60 right
Okay.
over here. And over by the sewing machine, when I was sitting over
Yes.
on the other side of the studio, that was the 33 one.
Excellent.
Okay.
Right.
And I need those because I need the little one because my thread's a mess.
Yeah, it's
in a
pretty, if it
drawer.
gets messy, then it doesn't work.
Yeah. So, and I have a couple colors that I use all the time, like shades of gray and white and black. But then I have the others, and those I tend to keep in something like a bowl cozy.
A bowl
These
cozy.
are actually really good for organizing small things and keeping them handy.
Right, and these are scrappy ones that we made so that they're just two-sided. And some football happened this weekend.
Yes.
So
and some football's gonna be
happen in Vegas.
So we have 2 sizes of that, the small and the large.
Right. Now, I know that some of us suffer from losing things while we sew.
Yes.
So that's why we have the Go sewing machine. Matt, here, I'm going to pull a whole bunch of stuff over here.
Yes.
Okay.
We got a couple versions of that. So this is the Go sewing machine organizing mat. So this part would sit on your table. This is like a skirt for the table. Set your sewing machine on top of this, and you've got the pockets right there for your scissors and heaven help us seam ripper and those things.
All of those things.
All those things.
Okay.
So here's another idea for it though. Here's a version that my good friend Judy made for me. It's the same pattern, and she put ties on the sides, and I popped this over my sewing machine like a little sewing machine caddy.
That would mean I would have to stop using that.
Well, true, it isn't on there very often, but it's so cute that I like seeing it.
Darling, Judy did a great job.
She did.
Then we have these great little strippy catch-all baskets by Christy Bowman of a Quilter's Touch and Long Arm Quilting. So these are just 2.5-inch strips, and you sew them together and make strippy backs.
Yes. Now, June Taylor's got a really fun sewing machine caddy and cover. So this is the same basic idea, but this is a quilt as you go project. So that's really fun to work on, different and easy, and a matching sewing machine cover.
cute the
Oh, it's
back
cute
is.
on the back too. Gosh, I like that.
I thought this was a basket without
I thought it was a
handles.
large basket without handles.
I was
In
super
fact,
excited.
it is a sewing machine caddy
Look at that.
to cover your sewing
Or a
machine.
very large toaster.
Or a very large toaster. I don't know. I mean, maybe my
What I
KitchenAid.
need,
would
I was
that
going to say
fit?
what I need is one for my KitchenAid.
Yeah, I wonder if
I
that
should
would
take
work.
that home and see if
We
that
should
fits
see if
over
that
our
works on a
KitchenAid.
KitchenAid.
All right.
Terrible. So even if you're not doing Quilts As You Go project, there's a couple of things that Pam and I have decided from June Taylor everybody has to have at all times in their sewing rooms. And it's a couple supplies we've got over here, the Starch Savvy and the quilt basting spray. And I've been using that quilt basting spray for years. Wait, it's this one.
There.
There we go.
Yeah, they were super great.
When I'm quilting my small, like placemats and whatever, small wall hangings, I will use that plus some pins, because I do that.
Because she's Erica.
Yes, and you could see I had some in my cart. Now, this may well be one of the greatest little projects ever from June Taylor. This is the Quilt As You Go project bags with a Zippity Do done zipper, and it's so cute.
Erica made this for me.
I
'cause She
did.
taught the show when we launched the Bee and Beehive die.
Yes.
And so she made this cute little zipper tote. And look, you can put supplies
It comes with the clear vinyl. It comes with the Zippity Do done zipper. And of course, the beauty of that is you can put that zipper in without even needing a zipper foot.
No zipper foot.
And then I just folded up some fabric to match the binding and sewed it on.
Good job on this.
Thank you. Well, I had to make it good. See what it says right here, front and center? It says Queen Bee.
Yeah, that is.
I didn't want it to go to her head, but
There you
know.
go. All right, let's not forget about organizing dies, right? One of the best things about the Go Cube system is that the dies are organized together in a box by size. Now remember, those dies are to be stored like books on a shelf and not stacked on top of each other. The weight of the dies on top will damage the blades of the dies on bottom. But we also have some empty boxes.
Right,
which
so
this
you
is
can
great.
build your own cubes. You can keep maybe your applique shapes. This is for the 6x6 size. This is for the 10x10, and then we've got a 6x12, but you could also put your 5x10 dies in there.
You could, and these little, look, these little things come out
And
so that you can
you
write
can
on
label them. And it's super cute on the inside, and you can label them on the inside as well. We've left space for you to write your notes all along in there.
So you could do by seasons. You could do all of your Halloween dies or all your Christmas dies.
Now,
Okay.
we've also got two really useful racks. So the first is our die storage rack, and it's right over here with the cat and bat die front and center.
you.
And you're welcome. This one, I always say it reminds me of my grandmother's silver toaster
Yeah,
rack she had
yeah.
on her little tea tray. But we have another one, and we kind of slipped right by it, but it's a wire storage rack for 5 strip dies. Now, when we first started carrying it, it was designed really to go with our studio dies, which are too thick to fit in a Go. But it works really well for Go dies, and we have several of them here in the studio that we use as well, and at home too. Do you have some at home?
I do at home. Yes,
Yeah.
I store them in there. And and here's my tip. On my racks, I store my mats there on top of a die, because then it
Stays
stays
straight, yes.
Do you go to retreats or so at a friend's house ever? If you do, you're going to want one of our Go rolling totes. They come in black and green. They can hold our Go and our Go Bigs. They're
Yes.
fabulous. I don't know where one is, Brock. It's okay.
Yes, we
Check
lost
them out on our website.
But I always like tote bags to carry things, you
Oh,
know, to
yes.
put my projects, my Start Savvy, my iron, my wool mat, my cut and press, all those good things. So take a look at the site at all of the Quilt As You Go kits for bags. There's
So
some
many
fabulous
totes.
ones.
So many totes. We've made so many over the last
So
few
grab
weeks.
your scraps or some of your stash, make the tote, then you've used the fabric, you got a great bag to take on the road with you.
All right, so we asked what everybody wanted about their sewing spaces.
Yes.
Diane just wants a bigger space.
Okay,
In all caps.
just bigger.
Bigger is all she wants.
Bigger is better. Kathy T says a beautiful new table. Oh, yes. And you know
Wait
what?
till
Those nice
Thursday.
people from Arrow, they can help you. There's some really good deals right now, though, too.
Oh, yes, that's true. Kathy O wants new hardwood floors, and Susan also wants a new Arrow table and chair, or
Yes.
cabinet and chair.
Maureen says 24 by 24 foot room with room for machines and a long arm.
That is a very specific
That is very
size.
specific. She's been thinking about this.
Okay, Olivia wants a new house and no spouse. I I am not commenting on that.
I don't know, I've got that going.
Yeah,
it
there
works
you go.
really well.
Works for Erica.
Okay, Linda G says new tables for embroidery machine and baby lock. Okay, tables are so pivotal, right?
Well, I just want you to know that until we went to Arrow, for however long I've been sewing, have just sewn on a table.
On a table.
I did not know the difference. And then we
an
sat down
office
and
chair.
I was like, oh.
In a desk chair from an office, and I thought I was real like upscale until I
Upscale.
sat down and I felt that lumbar support. Oh,
Kara wants replace her ironing board with a new tabletop with an ironing board. I think that's
oh
crucial.
yes. A big ironing board is really key. And Sandra B says a new sewing room with all the dies and hydraulic tables. I'm with you.
There you go.
I'm
All
with
right,
you.
those are great.
Those are great. And, you know, we mentioned earlier, we both have spaces in our basement. And since mine's pretty wide open,
Yeah.
it's not 24 by 24, but it's
It's pretty big.
pretty big. Since it's pretty wide open, I've got my sewing right now all towards like one end, all the sewing stuff. And then the other stuff is kind of open for toys for the grandkids and for them to have some open space. And there's an easy chair down there.
Yeah, and I'm getting ready for some upgrades as well. And this year, I love the fact that I can sew in a place that has a fireplace.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
When
have
it
a
was
little fake
41 below.
electric fireplace
It
in my
makes me
basement.
laugh every time I see her. All right.
I love it. I love it. Now, Quilters, we also love that we've got a ton of great deals available for you on our website.
We do. To get your order in, open a new tab in your browser. Type in AccuQuilt.com/party to go to the site, see the offers, and place your order. Don't forget, Arrow has furniture on sale now.
Yes.
And furniture on sale Thursday. And don't forget, our die to try this month is the Go Elephant
that's
Family
right.
Die, and it is selling quick. It is on our set.
We have a few left, so you want to be sure you get that today or tomorrow.
Yep. End of the month, they go away.
That's right. All right. Well, we hope that you are inspired by this show. We have to go get ready for tomorrow's show where we're going to reveal the next Quilt As You Go project and Pam's wonderful heart
Valentine's.
table runner.
You're going to love it.
So we do hope that today's show, oh wait, what?
So English paper piecing in your quilting head, do you think you have to do that by hand? I'm going to show you how to sew it on a machine because they have 1/4 inch seams allowance built in.
That's right. That's right. All right. We hope you're all inspired, ready to get organized for your next project.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching our show. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and look for live events every Tuesday and Wednesday.
You can visit the events page on AccuQuilt's website for more details on upcoming shows. And while you're there, check out the blog for tips, tricks, tutorials, and inspiration galore.
And remember, at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time.
So you can quilt more.
Hey quilters, be sure to join me every Wednesday at 12 noon Central Time for AccuQuilt Live. We have tons of fun. Tomorrow, we are making a Valentine's Day table runner with the Go Jewel Petal die.
And join us every Tuesday at 12 noon Central Time for launch parties and trunk shows full of fun and inspiration. Next time, we'll be launching February's Die to Try. See you there.